everyone, I'm Megan O'Leary, and this is your UFC Minute. The UFC returns this weekend with a fresh face who is destined to make headlines. When UFC President Dana White went looking for a fight, he was hoping that he would end up with a future UFC star. And those are the expectations after he signed a regional champion who has dominated the local women's strawweight circuit en route to her Octagon debut this weekend. That's it for today. Stay tuned for your next UFC Minute, and I'll see you at the fights.
Coming up next, it's a UFC Women's Strawweight Division matchup. Well, she was discovered on Dana White looking for a fight, and man, does she deserve to be in the big show after that type of performance. Here she is, a little wide-eyed as she makes the walk here tonight. Perhaps the UFC jitters will be a factor. This is a decidedly different experience than competing in a regional promotion. Of course, Dana White was watching that night. He's in the building tonight. We'll see how it goes for her in the UFC debut.
This girl is an outstanding striker. She definitely wants to keep this fight on the feet. She has very good takedown defense as well. Good hands, very good kicks, elbows, knees, and punches. A full arsenal of striking techniques.
Well, here she is, really as accomplished a striker as there is in this division. She told us, definitely interested in keeping this fight standing tonight. Have to lean on the takedown defense. I'm not afraid to sprawl, because if I can keep this fight upright, that is where my biggest advantage in the fight is. Really, really technical, sound, powerful, fast striker. She looks to put on a show tonight.
This girl is a very high-level striker. Unpredictable angles. She will throw punches and kicks with vicious intention. Excellent hand and foot speed. Very good striker and very good takedown defense as well. And she will need that to try to keep this fight on the feet.
Our tale of the tape for this strawweight fight. So 2 years, the gap in age, and they both possess the same height and a similar reach. All right, now with the official introductions, here is Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight is 3 rounds in the UFC strawweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, making her UFC debut here tonight. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, Assassin. And now introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a kickboxer holding a professional record of 5 wins, 4 losses. She stands 5 feet 6 inches tall, weighing in at 115 pounds, fighting out of Leiden, the Netherlands, Pantera. And with the action begins, our referee in charge, Herb Dean.
Herb Dean draws the assignment here.
You ready to fight? Ready.
Round 1. All right, so here we go with the start of round 1. As many of you know, she won her fight in front of the most important eyeballs, that of UFC President Dana White.
Oh! Vicious combination. Oh! Big left hand.
Posture's up now, and she lands a huge elbow.
She's out.
And that's gonna do it.
Beautiful strike here to end the fight early in the first.
Yeah, Joe, outstanding technique by her to land that shot and finish the fight here in the first round. Sometimes when you catch a fighter cold before she's had a chance to get going in the fight, it can have a more pronounced effect. That is certainly the case in this fight here tonight. What a result, what a knockout.
Here we see it again. Bam! Nighty-night.
And there she is after the huge knockout here tonight. What a moment for this fighter. You can't help but feel good for her here tonight. All right, we now go inside the Octagon. Here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 29 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Assassin.
All right, so congratulations are in order to the UFC newcomer, 1-0 out of the chute in the big show tonight as she celebrates with her coaches and those famed UFC jitters that Joe Silva used to talk about all the time. Not a factor for her here tonight.
Sway while it beats, I follow policies. Always give a game every